Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
That is very sad. Which mic are you
Are you
using?
planning on saying anything important?
That was just a low, cheap shot. Come on, Alicia. You can do better than that.
I'm short. I can't get that high up.
Okay. Ah.
What if I say, yeah, there we go. Now I'm back. Haha. It decided to go to default, and that was wrong and bad. Anyway. Hello.
Hi.
Would anyone like to summarize how last session went?
Sure. We got out and we left.
Correct.
We ended up getting out by talking to this one very cryptic guy who was like, "Oh, this place will probably let you leave now." And we're like, "Cool, we'd really like to do that actually." So we went back down the stairs and we left. And we reported it to our handler, told him all the information that we had. I don't think there was anything we kept from him. At least not on purpose. And then we split up and went our own ways and did like the leveling up stuff. Maybe not leveling up, like the downtime stuff, I guess.
Yeah, downtime is probably a better word for it than leveling up, but you all did take the time mostly to improve stats and or recover from the sanity loss that you might have incurred in the McAllister building.
The totally normal building.
The normal building for normal people and normal residents. So it's going to be about 6 months before any of you are contacted again. Is there anything important that happens in your lives in the meantime? Outside of the things that happened with leveling up, essentially.
I don't really have a plan.
No, that's fair.
I think Georgina got her training wheels off in that time.
I'm really happy for Georgina.
Yeah.
How old is she?
That's she's 8.
8
Wait, no,
old.
6.
6
My
years
bad.
old?
I just double checked.
Well, now she's 6.5.
8.
And
8. Yeah.
My car broke down.
Oh no! That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you live in New York, though.
Yeah, it's now I don't have to pay car insurance, but it's sad.
You do have to take your camera on the subway, and
that's yeah. I don't know if Pelican cases existed back then, but yeah.
The first.
You don't know
does
if
this
what
exist
existed
yet?
back then?
Huh?
What did you say didn't exist?
I don't know if Pelican cases existed yet. Let me check. I'm sure they did, or something similar to it.
1978.
You just said Pelican, and I'm like, yeah, they fucking existed.
No, I thought it said Pelican cases.
Pelicans existed. They're birds.
Pelicans didn't come into existence until 2005 with the creation of Shrek 2.
Yeah, I was there.
What the fuck? Why okay.
I gotta go put my pizza in the oven.
All right. You all have relatively uneventful 6 months. You all are, well, for those who live in California, it's not nearly as far, I do not believe. But you all are summoned to UC Berkeley, the college campus in California on March 17th of 1996. For those in California, you both are told that you are being summoned to give talks on campus. Mark is given a special request that he comes and films a talk on campus. And Clive, you kind of work for yourself, so you're just told to be there.
Fair enough.
But you all are given your summons to meet on the morning of the 17th. It is a nice day, and you all have been summoned to a college campus. You have been told to meet at basically the little coffee shop connected to the library. And it might be a bit surprising, I suppose, to see that it is specifically you four again.
A little.
It is pretty close to the time that you're told to arrive when you also see Agent Marcus enter the area. He honestly probably looks a bit more in place than some of the rest of you because he kind of has that professor look to him, whereas you all are less professory looking, but also too old to be students necessarily.
Yeah.
He does not acknowledge you until after he has ordered a coffee and gotten it and sat down at a study table that's got some portioning off from the rest of the space, and then he kind of looks at you expectantly wherever you have been standing or sitting in the meantime.
Yeah, I suppose we go and join him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are we all at UC Berkeley?
You have all been summoned to UC Berkeley.
Cool.
Your plane tickets were appropriately paid for those of you from New York. Those of you in California, even if it is a bit of a drive, I don't actually know where Berkeley is in comparison to where you are not given any sort of accommodation options.
Little rude.
Well,
Geographically close by.
you'll have to figure it out, I guess. Do you all say anything to each other before or after sitting down with Marcus?
Yeah, I think have any okay, at least for Lydia, she hasn't been called to anywhere she was never called on before for help, right? Before the last one?
No, for Lydia, I believe, yeah, this was kind of your first real experience with it, and this is functionally your second.
Yes, super good. So she would not be surprised to see them again, and she's like, "Oh, it's nice to see you guys again. Uh, welcome to the West Coast."
Thank you. How are you?
Been doing a lot better since the last time we've seen each other. Um, my the therapist might not be, but I'm doing better. uh, how about you guys? You didn't go back to the house at all, right?
We never left.
Why would you say that?
We're all still
please
there.
Don't do that to me.
Wake up! Wake up!
She looks really bad. God, oh no, why?
I feel like he's done this to you like 4 times in the past 6 months.
Please
And I've
stop
only
doing
seen you 3
that.
times.
You just texted her at once.
Impressive for 1996.
You're
I
right.
pagered her.
Paged, yeah.
You send her like a thing of flowers, and attached to it is like, wake up.
Candygram.
Horribly cruel.
Now let's get something to drink before everything goes wrong.
All right, you all gather your various drinks if you desire them, and gather up with Marcus, who looks not exactly thrilled to see you all, but also not as upset as he was perhaps the first time you all met.
It's not his job to be happy to see us.
Yep. Also, Alicia, I believe our food has been dropped off at the door.
Did you get me anything?
Do you want a quesadilla? Also,
If
I
you
heard that
DoorDash a quesadilla to my door, yeah.
Alicia also yelled something, and so I'm gonna go figure out why. 1 second.
Well, how are you guys doing?
Fine.
Good.
I'm a lot less stressed since, this time it's not, drug lord season.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. What?
Oh, I'm a lot less stressed than I was last time you saw me. It's not drug lord season this time.
I was talking like in real life.
Oh, okay. Well, it still applies.
Oh well, good.
Fair enough. We do what we can.
Nothing was wrong, which is excellent. However, I did not hear anything you guys just said, so I apologize if it was important.
It was super important.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and we'll never repeat it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I had the recording going, and now I will forever know.
No, we played white noise over it, so you can't pick it out.
Dang, y'all thought of everything. What good
Yeah.
super secret agents.
Hey man, it's not hard to hook an oscillator up.
All right. So you all get your drinks and join Marcus. He is all right with seeing you all, as previously stated, and he just kind of gives you all a nod before saying, "Congratulations. Your previous work was acknowledged as solid. You have been officially assigned as IMCEL."
Whoa, 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 whoa. I am a proud feminist.
The letter M. And then you all are a cell of agents.
Yay.
I have been assigned officially as your handler, and we will continue to deal with things as they arise.
Very well.
Unfortunately, I did not just summon you all here to tell you that. That probably could have been done in, I don't know, a nicely written letter or a short phone call. No, unfortunately, some of the geeks back home were reading a academic journal and found this paper within it. And he pulls out of a briefcase 4 copies of paper that looks like it was published in an academic journal. The title of the journal is Engineering Quarterly, and it
Sure.
is from the first quarter of 1996. I don't necessarily expect all of you to understand what is going on in these papers, but it is suffice to say that we believe a grad student here might have found something with a bit of hypergeometric leanings. Some of our other...
What's a hypergeometric leaning?
Something that should not
I'm really
work in
glad
our
someone else asked.
understanding of geometry and the world.
So
Oh,
like,
you're not great at math?
No, that's not what that means.
You said it didn't fit your understanding of it.
Our understanding as a collective.
Well, let's
The
not
human-
speak for me.
All right, wise guy, you tell me what the paper says.
Will do when I get my grubby mitts on them.
All right, you're handed a paper.
Ron, you told me
I-
you flunked out of algebra twice.
Yeah, and that's not geometry.
that is true.
Everyone knows there's 2 type of people out there. Algebra people and geometry people.
God forbid you encounter the trigonometry people.
Oh, they're the worst.
Yeah, I look at this paper.
Great. Do you know electrical engineering?
Doesn't look like it.
I do, ever so slightly.
All right.
What would it be under?
That would be a written in math.
Okay, a special
science.
skill.
Yep.
Okay. Can I roll like a persuade or something to try and trick this dude into
I do believe that would probably not be a persuade. It would probably be, what is the lie equivalent? There's got to be a lie
Desktop?
equivalent. Yeah, no, that's Call of Cthulhu. This is a slightly different set.
Is it human int?
It could. I guess it's human int because I don't see anything else that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Try to,
psychotherapy?
no,
It might just
I mean,
be persuade.
Yeah,
Persuade
sure.
does still make sense.
Okay, yeah, sure. Try to persuade him you know what this says. All right. What do you say in your solid persuade?
I go, oh, well, I mean, obviously this is, instead of being in 3D, it's 3.5D, which means that clearly, in order to grapple with this, it will be 20 more pages of me explaining this, but, and essentially, you have rolls, counter rolls,
All right.
and I go off starting to describe 3.5 edition of D&D instead of this.
That is
And I just
so
hope
funny.
he doesn't pick up on it.
He just kind of looks at you, and clearly this isn't his field of study either. And he's like, I suppose they picked the right team then to address this. If you have a good understanding of electrical engineering and such. The point being, we would like you to reach out to this student who has published the paper and figure out what he stumbled upon and perhaps even try to recruit him. I believe you also have authorization to neutralize or otherwise persuade him into not putting up a fuss about the fact that we're probably going to remove this paper from as much of existence as we can.
All right.
Aiden, as someone who does have electrical engineering, if you would like to roll to actually read the paper and not describe D&D 3.5. All right, well, you can check it. You're a little over your head here with this stuff. You can tell he made some kind of circuit just with what you've read over slowly. If you took some time to really read it, you probably would get something more from it. But he made some kind of impossible circuit is basically what the gist of the paper.
Okay.
The student that published this paper is a graduate student who, I believe his name is Roshan Singh. I believe any preliminary attempts to get a hold of him have failed, though we've had no implication that he's gone missing, such as previous cases. So he's likely around, just not answering.
Don't have any contacts in the university that could have reached out to them?
No, we don't find a lot of professors in our employ, at least not ones that continue to be professors.
Surprising.
I have a question. I don't know about for the rest of you, but I wouldn't choose to do this. What exactly can we offer him?
Well, threats have been known to go a ways. If he's sane enough, you can kind of just conscript him. Financial compensation can be given to some of our researchers.
He may have a professional interest in this subject. He may want to study extra geometric, extra geometric space. Hypergeometric spaces, and this may be an opportunity for him to do that.
Yes, if he is interested in continuing his study,
just privately.
With our assistance, is going to get him a lot further than without our approval.
And if that doesn't work, I'm sure we can lean on his patriotic feelings.
I don't think you know a lot about UCC Berkeley.
What do you mean by that?
They're a little less gung ho than New Yorkers.
Yeah, they're it wouldn't surprise me if maybe he hadn't responded because he thought it was with the government.
Well, he doesn't have much of a choice at this point.
All right. Well, um, I am staying in the area for now. You can reach me at this number, and he gives you a phone number. If you're going to offer him anything financial, please run it by me first.
Very well.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick. What happened to the house in the last mission? The apartment place?
I haven't asked.
I haven't checked either. That's better. So we don't know.
Yeah, probably.
The less you ask, the better, I've found. And he is very sincere in um, that his honest advice from Marcus the handler. All right. You have the day, you have a name, and you have a paper. Mark, with your current skill in electrical engineering, I would say if you wanted to just sit down and understand what the paper said before you did anything else, it would take you a majority of the day.
Well, I mean, I could. This is me in character. I could probably work this out. Um, I'm not super well versed in all this, but um, I know enough to get by on film sets, and you do have to have, not be able to burn buildings down. If you want me to read this, I can, but if you just want me to work with y'all to find this guy, we can too. I'll leave it up to you. I don't want to waste your guys' time.
I think that knowing what it talks about would be really good for convincing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I I worked with a lot of well, uh smart people in college and di different types, but uh there's definitely a lot of them that will look down on you if you don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Mark, it would be easy enough to go into the library and just do some research and reading of this paper.
All right. I'm gonna get cracking.
For everyone else, you kind of have a day of, I guess, background research, if you wanted to, on this student or the engineering department or whatever you'd like to in Berkeley, California. What kind of prep work would you like to do while Mark is reading?
I think looking into the department would be a good idea.
I'll look into the student.
Okay.
This isn't exactly my expertise.
No, fair enough. You can just escort someone, or
Yeah.
I have a question. How old is your character?
Clive?
Mhm.
He is somewhere. He's 35.
Oh, same age as Ron.
I thought he was younger for some reason. I'm actually significantly younger.
this is actually relevant. Do keep track of the passage of time and how that will age your character. Um, you're not going to necessarily get stat effects specifically for age like Call of Cthulhu does, but just keep in mind how much time has passed and how that happens to people. All right, Clive, are you going to go with Ron or Lydia, or sit with Mark?
I'll stick with Lydia.
All right.
Nice. I was thinking of just going to um the building itself, asking around.
All right.
Meet up here at the end of the day. Go
Sure.
team, go. Okay, she walks away.
Nice.
All right. We will start with Ron. Ron, you're going to go learn about this student. So the best place to
Yep.
probably do that is an administrative building of some sort where they have, you know, uh, my brain just said enlistment, enrollment information.
Mm.
And they also would have like a student directory, so you could call students on their landlines, learn their dorm room numbers, etc. If you're a student, you, being just some dude, might need to talk your way a bit into that information, but
Doxing
we'll
has
see.
not been invented yet.
Yeah, FERPA would say no.
Well, let's see. FERPA.
74.
What's a FERPA? Is that kind of cheese?
It's like the federal. It's like a Student Protection Act.
How topical.
Good thing I'm not a public entity.
I gotta take FERPA training all the time.
All right, Ron. You walk into kind of an admissions building. Uh, there is a number of, guidance counselor types sitting at various desks, and a receptionist lady who is receptioning. As you walk in, she kind of looks at you and says, "Hello. Do you have an appointment with your counselor?"
Oh, no, oh, I I don't remember his phone number. I was needing to set up an appointment.
Okay.
Uh,
Who do you normally see?
Laszlo?
Laszlo.
Is he in right now?
La- Laszlo?
Yeah.
You mean Mr. Lopez?
No, I mean Laszlo.
I don't. She looks very confused because there is not a guidance counselor named Laszlo. Um, I'm sorry. I really only started here this semester, but I don't think anyone works here with that name right now.
Oh, you're cutting out.
She's basically saying she's new here, but no guidance counselor has that name.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm trying to think of. I was just hoping to get her away from the desk long enough for me to just swipe a paper. My plan did not take this into account.
Um, if you don't remember, I can set you up with just a new one. What school are you in?
What year is it?
96? Now she looks
That's not
concerned.
right. It's gotta be 84, right?
Sir, do you need some help? She's gonna get up and kind of like walk over to you. It's
I
not
mean, I was
84.
I'm just confused, like trying.
Sorry, you cut out for me. You're gonna try to what? Hello.
I think you're
Hello.
fine, Alex, but he's muted. He's not muted.
I wasn't
There's
hearing
no
anything
fine.
for a bit there.
Weird. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why my internet just full
Ah,
on died.
it was on his end.
It was. That was weird.
Get owned.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to just like seem like I'm having a stroke long enough for her to like leave her post for me to grab stuff or be
Yeah, I
distracted
mean,
at her post.
she has come over to check on you now. Um, if you're going to go through faking a stroke, she's probably going to call for help. Um, what is a good fake a stroke roll?
I think human int. That was a
I
joke.
Maybe first aid because I've got experience dealing with.
Actually, it's a
I
cult.
Knowing
I
what
feel
a stroke looks like helps, I suppose.
I will accept first aid. I would prefer medicine. I think first aid is going to have a -20 to it.
Oh boy.
But okay,
Oh no, -20. So that's a failure then, right?
okay. I think with what that looks like is you are faking a stroke, and this poor student worker who does not know better does think you're having a stroke. However, you are in a room full of other people who
I didn't realize I was in a room of other people.
I said there were people at their desks.
Oh, I thought it was just the receptionist lady.
Okay, we'll make it just the receptionist lady because you did not
My bad.
understand, and it's easier than rolling all of this back. Okay, so you have now really concerned this poor
I mean,
student
I'm
worker.
fine with Ron just being terrible at this. If there's this many people, that's okay. He should have asked for help.
So you've convinced the student worker. There are other people around, I guess, and they're far enough away that they're kind of convinced that you're having a stroke, but they're also like calling 911 now
Yeah.
and coming over to check on you, and you are now surrounded by people who are increasingly
I
confused.
I turned a wink at Lydia to give her the signal and realized she didn't come with me.
No, that was not the plan.
I'm like,
She
wait.
would have started. She literally would have started having such a panic attack at this.
You would have convinced Lydia, the doctor, that you were having a stroke, not because you were doing a good job, but because she's terrified of that possibility.
I would have convinced her
They
she's
actually
having
would
a
have
stroke.
had to call 911, but it would have been for her.
Call an ambulance. But it's for me.
All right, so what what's the next step? You have
Oh,
people coming to you.
man. This is all going so wrong.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like the
Ron,
next step is
what
going to
about
be Ron getting
prevention?
kicked off the college campus.
um,
I like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia things, and it says everything goes wrong.
oh. I am going to suddenly snap out of it and stand up and go, thank you all for coming to my lesson on acting. You're all welcome. Please, if you ever want to sign up for lessons, I am at the theater department. Goodbye. And I leave.
Okay, you've made them irate. But no one really tries to stop you because I don't know if you've done anything illegal.
That's beautiful, Alicia.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Alex did it. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Alicia said it, and I didn't realize. I saw AL.
Fair enough. You got to remember that Alicia is, of course, Supreme Commander of Cool.
I'm never going to remember that. That's absurd.
Fair.
You should. It's very easy. Are you trying to eat chips or are you trying to eat a paper bag?
My friend
The bag.
nickname for Alicia is Nerd.
All right, we're going to leave Ron to his shame. Lydia and Clive, you are able to find in just a general kind of directory space where the engineering and specifically electrical engineering buildings are. It is a pretty. The building itself is big, but the electrical engineering section is rather small. It is on the 3rd floor.
Given Berkeley's historic achievements in element hunting, I would think it would be bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go to Berkeley.
You. Is there someone you're going to try to get a hold of, like within, not
No,
name
I
wise,
just
but
wanna.
like title wise?
No, not title wise. I think I look to Clive and I'm like, I'm I'm not a great liar, but I could say that I was looking at some stuff with their engineering program, you know, specifically more with an eye on maybe vet tech, but uh, see if we can talk about some of the graduates' papers that were written, that kind of stuff.
Well, I've never been to a university, so I don't know much about this environment.
Most people are pretty willing to talk about themselves, and usually other people, if you show interest in what they're talking about. Um, I don't have any sort of background in engineering specifically, um, but I think I could maybe fake it if I lean towards, like I said, vet tech stuff. We use a lot of machines, x-rays,
I know plenty about
sensors.
practical things. So, between us,
Yeah.
we get a quarter of an engineer.
Can I ask what you do? I don't think we really talked about it before.
I was in the Navy.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was a
Did you
fulfilling life.
I get horribly seasick. That's probably not surprising.
I mostly did things at bases.
Ah, that sounds really cool. Were you like in tech or were you more on the floor or officer?
I,
I'm assuming they're talking as they're walking up.
yeah, uh, I'm not an officer. I drove machines, instructed others on how to drive machines, led people who drove machines.
That's kind of cool, like a foreman.
Yes, kind of.
Right.
If she knew anything about the Navy, she'd probably put together what he is,
Nope.
but he's being elusive on purpose, so.
It's fair.
All right. You all make it to the engineering department. Could you, one of you, give me a luck roll?
I don't feel lucky today.
All right. I'll roll. It's just a 1d100, right?
Yep. All right. Neither does Lydia.
I don't know. I think Lydia feels lucky.
No, with a 90, she doesn't.
Lydia never
Well,
feels lucky.
it's just her bad luck that she feels lucky when she's not.
I don't think she ever feels lucky.
Yes, I guess that's fair. It's not whether she feels lucky or not. The reality is she wasn't lucky, as
Yeah.
it seems that most of the classrooms are full of students right now. There is basically no one in the halls. It seems like this is prime class time.
Oh, um, well, if he's a graduate, there might be a chance he's either taking or teaching one of the classes. Um, I don't know. Do you want to wait until there's like a switch in classes and we can maybe ask some people?
It's probably the best idea, yeah.
Okay.
Try to find someone who looks like they're in charge. Not, well, of a class, I suppose. Maybe they'll recognize our people.
All right, you guys kind of post up and wait. Um, let's say it's about you get into the area around 10 a.m. and at about 10:10, a student or two leaves one of the classrooms, and then at 10:15, a couple more leave the same classroom, with one of them very loudly saying, "You know, if the professor isn't here by 10:15, we're legally allowed to leave." And one of the other kids is like, "You idiot, it's college. We can always just leave." And then a few more seem to trickle out. And finally, one final student, probably closer to 10:25, leaves, and she seems very worried, and she heads in the opposite direction that most of the students did. Most of them headed down like the stairs, but she seems to be going deeper into the building.
Maybe she'll lead us to a department head.
Sounds like a good idea.
Are you trying to obscure the fact that you're following her, or are you just going to stroll along?
Uh, Probably just stroll along.
I'm not known for my stealth.
Yeah,
Okay.
neither is Lydia.
Well, luckily she doesn't necessarily, unless you're being obscenely obvious, she's not going to assume that two people are just following her. Um,
Right, who would do
and
that?
she actually leads you away from what looks like where professors would have offices into a collection of small labs, essentially. And she knocks on the door of one that actually says Sing and Fielding on it.
Well, we are looking for a Sing.
Oh,
Surely there wouldn't be more than one.
It is not
potentially.
the most American name.
No, but
I
in
don't
a
know if we're
university
ready to
setting.
talk. I don't know if we're ready to talk to him yet.
She knocks on the door and she says, "Mr. Singh, you missed class again. Um, are you in here?" And no one answers. And she kind of sighs and starts to head off.
Um, e Excuse me?
Oh, yes.
Hi, can you point us to where the offices are?
Oh, yeah. If you just follow this hallway down the opposite direction, um, you'll get to where the professors have their offices. Sorry, this is more of the grad student labs.
Uh, no problem. Do the professors often not show up for classes?
Um, usually the professors do. Sometimes the grad students can be a bit more flaky. Um, I don't know what they're working on, but Elijah and Roshan haven't. Well, I don't think they've done any of their classes recently.
You think they're missing?
Uh, I mean, I think the most recent of Elijah's classes actually got taken over by a professor. They didn't say why though, so I, but nothing's really happened with Sing yet. I hope they're not missing. I assume they had just been really busy with a project and didn't think to email. They, uh, you know how it goes. Academic types, they get stuck in their own head sometimes.
Must be compelling work.
Kind of shrugs. I don't know. I haven't felt so strongly that I would miss on my other obligations yet, but I'm just an undergraduate, so maybe it gets more compelling as you go along.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm assuming you had him as a teacher. Was he a good teacher when he was there?
Um, he was better than some of. Well, okay, Roshan or Elijah, because two different conversations. But Mr. Singh Roshan, he seemed to actually care. A lot of the grad students are kind of just fulfilling a requirement to get their stipend to pay for their classes. But he seemed to actually care about what we were doing and what he was trying to teach.
That's great. Um, thank you so much. Uh, I hope he shows up to class soon.
Me too. I've been wanting to ask him about the homework. Um, but yeah, and she kind of will head off. Ron, you have
Uh-oh.
escaped. You're daring. You've escaped the office building. You now have a majority of the day left.
I sure do. Um, so this guy he's a graduate student that's been teaching.
Yep.
Okay, so he probably isn't in a dorm or anything like that. So I'm gonna just go find a phone book.
That is a thing that you can do in 96.
Yeah.
Damn,
Go
that
find a
is
phone book and
easy.
find where this dude lives.
Great. This is not to determine if you will find him, but give me a search to determine how long it takes you to get this information.
Fair enough. Would that one be human or
I was thinking just the search.
search?
I think
Yeah.
searching a
That
phone
makes
book
sense.
is
No, I think
search.
it's humans as well.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
they're both pretty
searching.
similar.
I think it's search. All right.
Oh no.
Roll sanity
Oh,
check.
buddy.
You
I actually have a good search now.
you're like, dang, where would a phone book be on a college campus? And
I
then you
like
proceed.
passed 18 payphones.
Not in the payphones, not at the library. No, no, no. Um, what if it's, I don't know, in like the student center?
Not again.
So
Of course.
you go looking about
I go.
for a phone book, and you will eventually find one, and he is in the phone book, but not for a little while.
Fair. I'm also trying to like evade being noticed by the people that I just embarrassed myself in front of. I mean,
Yes.
Tom was embarrassed. Ron feels zero shame for anything.
Tom is evading the other player characters to not have to tell them his story.
No, that's smart.
All right, Mark,
Yes.
you are doing some reading. You are
Oh
doing
boy.
some learning. And what you learn is that this paper is based on a project that actually they have most of the graduate students do here at UC Berkeley, which is they have them dig a bit almost into. It almost seems a bit more basic than you would expect for a graduate student. But he was supposed to create a circuit where when you press a button, it lights a light.
Mm-hmm.
And he is making the case in this paper that he has found a way to make the light before the button is pushed.
Wow. Does he seem to be using some kind of like capacitive
I was about to say that's quite
technology?
possible as long as you're using near field communication and capacitors for timing.
So like he's making this case like what's his what's his evidence or his test? Trying to
Yeah,
think
I
back to
guess
my
there needs to be
seventh.
a lot more context for.
Yeah.
His sources are just trust me, bro.
His sources, I made it the fuck up.
It came to me in a dream.
It came to me in a dream.
Um,
Cthulhu's just the source.
This is where the paper kind of devolves a bit into terminology that you don't quite understand at your level.
Mm-hmm.
It will take you a couple more hours to determine that it doesn't make any gosh dang sense, even when you know what the terms mean. But that is his argument, that he has made a light before the button's pressed without any of the technology that necessarily would have exist in the time to do that naturally.
Right. Okay. Um, Remind me, did we plan to meet up at a certain time?
Retroactively, you
Yes.
probably agreed to meet at the library again.
Yeah, I think Lydia said so.
That makes sense. Lydia does seem like the one person in the group who would remember, hey, we need to meet up again.
Hey, I
And yeah,
remember
I just don't
after
remember what time
experiencing.
she said.
She said at the end of the day.
End of the day.
Okay, going back to Clive and Lydia, who have been using their time a bit more efficiently than Ron.
Bah. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have a door in front of you that, as far as you can tell, no one is answering. And you know where the professor's offices would be.
I think it's a good idea to go to the professor's office and ask about him, maybe see if he's been working on something else at all.
Yeah.
Potentially see if, for instance, if we want to go the financial route, we could see if how their grant funding is. You
Could
know, if
also
they're
break into
actually,
his lab.
yeah, if they're making enough money. I'm sorry, what did you say?
We could break into his lab.
You could probably do that.
Do it. Do it. I'm gonna break into his apartment.
Yeah, I think
Oh, no, you've triggered the 2 places he could be button, where I have to roll to see which one of you find him.
He's not in the library reading
He's
reading
actually
his own
at the
paper.
coffee shop.
He's not in the
sitting-
student
At the
center.
coffee shop.
he's having coffee with Marcus.
He's in every phone book or every phone station.
He's used his hyperdimensional powers to be in the phone book.
Yes.
I am
With my powers of
loving-
hypergeometry.
I'm loving the premise that Marcus just said, you know what, actually, fuck it, and found him and offered him a job and, like, just left you all.
Can I roll human int to determine where he is?
No.
Can I roll to win?
No. All right. So, Clive, if you would like to enter the place? Do you wait for Lydia to leave? Do you tell Lydia you're going to do this?
Yeah, I'm
What's the
gonna tell
plan?
her. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna search his lab if I can.
Oh, okay. Do you have a good e excuse if if you get caught?
I'm looking for Singh.
Like you could say you're security or something?
Well, I'm definitely not that.
I don't know.
They probably have
I
uniforms.
I mean, that's fine. I just would come up with
Don't worry about
something
me.
that you can. Oh, okay. Then I'll go talk to them. Hello.
I'll catch up.
All right.
Man, I could punch a mall cop so hard they'd like explode.
Sorry, just imagine you like whispering that under your breath as Lydia leaves. And she's like, what now? Not Paul Blart, a national hero.
Rent-a-cops fear him. All right. Lydia, you go down to meet with professors. You are able to find a select collection of offices. After all this time, some of them are even filled with professors, as classes have let out, or some of the shorter ones have. Uh, there are a couple assistant professors based on the signs. There is 3 or 4 official professors, not all necessarily here. I'm sorry, full professors. And then there is one big room that just says graduate assistants on the door, which has like 3 people in it.
Um, I think she walks around a bit and waits for someone to ask her what she's doing.
Okay.
We're such a crack
Nice.
team.
Eventually, one of the assistant professors will come out and say, excuse me, ma'am, can we help you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was looking around. I was interested in the engineering program here, and I was just trying to see what it was like.
Oh, okay. We do typically have more official tours, but I can, uh, I probably have some admissions brochures in my office, and I can point you towards the admissions office, which can help you figure out some basic questions of is college right for you, uh,
Oh,
what
I've
admissions
I've
look like.
been to college already.
Oh, okay.
I I have a doctorate.
Oh, okay. um,
Um, I
uh,
was just interested in adding engineering to my um repertoire, I guess.
okay. What's your first doctorate in?
Veterinary medicine.
Huh. Okay. Is this gonna
Okay.
be? Is this
I've
just gonna
been
be?
really interested. Sorry, I've been really interested in the different tech and stuff that we've been using, and I want to get more into that, for the machines we use.
Go, go ahead and give me a persuade at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, he's like not.
We don't
It,
talk to animal lovers, nerd.
it it's more like he doesn't. It's not clicking for him how this is the route you're taking. Um. Okay. I do
I'm
think most equipment is usually maintained by people who have more applied skills than we usually teach in our program. We can be a bit theoretical. Uh,
Oh, that's fair. Uh, I guess that makes sense. Uh, honestly, I kind of got a bit of a bad vibe. Um, one of your when I was walking around, I saw one of the grad professors didn't show up for their class and apparently hasn't been for a while.
uh, the energy just kind of like drains out of this man, and he's like, grad students these days, I think they're so high and mighty above us all, even though we all have a master's degree. It's a requirement for teaching here in this department. There's like 3 of them that haven't been showing up regularly.
3 of them? Oh goodness, I was only told about one. That's a lot. Aren't you concerned?
I'm concerned for our program, but they themselves are grown adults who should know better.
Are they working on some project that would stop them?
I don't know. I don't have any of them. I don't teach any graduate level courses, so I wouldn't interact with them in that way.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, do they get paid for going to classes? Like teaching?
Well, yes, they get their stipends, though I have a feeling that is very much on the line at this point.
I mean, do you guys get money from if they're working on projects instead?
That's not really how that works.
Just really weird. Sorry, I
Um,
had to do the same kind of thing, so I just remember really surviving off of the stipend.
yeah, they're not really supposed to have other jobs, so not quite sure what they're going to do about that, but that's kind of more the dean's problem. Um, I just work here and all that. Uh, well, would you still like me to point you in the directions of admissions?
I know where they are. I was just trying to get a vibe for what the department was like. Have there been any big breakthroughs recently coming from this department? Any research or anything that's been noteworthy?
Oh, you've triggered my trap card. Lydia will now spend the next 2 hours listening to this man explain all the
Oh
important research that
no.
specifically he has done. And anyone else probably could leave, but Lydia can't leave because she won't.
No, she won't.
She sure won't.
You never saw Lydia again.
So
I will
you get
try occasionally to ask about other people.
yeah. He'll talk a little bit about other people in the department's research, but he's pretty excited about his.
I'm just imagining like later we're gonna just hard cut to Lydia again, and she's just like a mummified husk. Like,
All right, Clive, secret agent man. The door to the lab is unlocked.
Good.
competent agent man.
Dude, I was just about to sing that.
If you
doing my
really need
best.
to get out of it, you can always fake a stroke.
It's true.
Now just do a
Worked for me every
catwalk
time.
window. It'll be fine.
You are on the 3rd floor.
I'd live.
Okay. You go into the electrical engineering laboratory of 2 graduate students, one Elijah Fielding and Roshan Singh. It does not look like there have been people in here recently. One of the desks is incredibly messy. It is just covered in shit. Relevant stuff, but just
Probably
pieces of
relevant.
everything. Well, okay. You would assume relevant stuff. The other desk is very neat, very clean, very tidy. There are a couple of these small little devices. They're like the size of a mousetrap with a big red button on one side and a light on the other. There are about 3 of them, and then there is a set of diagrams next to them.
I reach into my fanny pack of knowledge and produce the drawings that we were given. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, you look through the
Are these those?
these do look like, if you flip through the article, some of the sketches that are included.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Thank you.
Hi, Echo.
These the devices themselves look generic enough. The diagrams look slightly different than the ones in, at least the diagram on top looks slightly different than the one in the paper.
So this could be like an intermediate product,
Yeah.
perhaps.
You can tell that if you flip through the diagrams that there are a number of attempts that have been kind of sketched out here.
Great. Okay. Oh boy. And it doesn't like. Is there any like coffee or anything that I can use to date this? Perhaps the last interaction. How desiccated is any leftover coffee? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Slimy.
Slimy. Okay, so it's been a bit,
Mm.
at least a few days. Okay. I'm going to, I think, search.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Fuck.
Okay, I think you kind of look through the blueprints. None of them are interesting to you, really. Your background is specifically heavy machinery, correct?
Yes.
Would you like to roll heavy machinery with a -20?
Sure.
Oh
Let's check
boy.
that.
You
said with a
don't-
plus 20, right?
That's not what I meant, and I'm sure you knew that.
You said minus. Don't worry.
You did, yes.
You don't. Circuits no big. Circuits no machine.
And he probably does know like basic circuits, but like not
And
like this.
a majority of the blueprints are valid circuits. Is kind of what you can tell.
Nothing wrong there.
Do you press any of the buttons?
I don't know what this device does. I guess we do know that it's supposed to light up.
We don't know that yet. It's just
It's in
It
the paper.
that's what Aiden's character got for reading into it. We didn't read into it yet.
Yeah, we can't read.
Is it in the abstract for the paper?
you would know that the goal of the button is to turn on the light.
Huh? What?
It's all coming together.
That's crazy. Sure, I'll test the device.
All right. You press the button on the first one, and the light dimly turns on after you press the button, and then fizzles out.
Yeah. Extraordinary.
Remarkable.
Remarkable.
He's done it. He's created a basic circuit. Not a good one, but a basic circuit.
That looks like a
Get
lamp.
this man a scholarship.
Do you wander over
Actually,
at
forget
all?
that. Tenure him.
Straight to tenure. I don't have my degree yet. Straight to tenure. Do you look at all at the other desk?
I mean, sure, yeah. I'll search the room as long as I'm not interrupted.
Okay. You don't find much at Roshan Singh's desk. He is a very neat person who seems to have taken most of his research with him. Elijah
Okay.
Felding is
Elijah's the mess one.
is a horribly not neat person.
Nazi?
He,
What?
not neat.
Oh, okay. Whew.
You find another button set that is mid disassembled, or perhaps more accurately, probably never assembled, as well as notes that kind of imply that he was struggling with this project. There are candy wrappers in most of the drawers, and there is also coffee on his desk that makes it seem like he has been here even less recently than Roshan.
Okay. All right. Didn't find a lot.
Yeah, you kind of failed a lot. I regret to
Kinda,
inform you.
Yeah, kind of did, yeah. I guess we'll have to come back with more
But
eyes.
um, the good news is Mark has completed reading his paper, and
He'd know more.
Clive
For what it's worth.
Clive is also done finding a phone book, a task that probably could have taken 20 minutes, but didn't. And Lydia has been released from the assistant professor who has to go teach a class.
Thank God.
It's all coming together.
Speaking of coming
I
together,
love it when a plan comes together.
you may all return to the same location if you would like, and meet up and discuss all you've learned.
Yes. Yes.
You discuss all you've learned, which is
Didn't
a
learn much.
location, and a location of an apartment, and a location of an office, and the paper information.
So we know where the lab is. We know what he was writing about. We know that he's been skipping class along with the other uh, student working with him. Uh,
And they've not been in
to
their
the
office, or at least cleaned their office for a couple days.
and it sounds like they passed off some of the other one's classes already. It's it's odd, to say the least.
I'm so sorry. Are we all back together at this point?
Yep.
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 Okay. Well, I read through the paper and I don't exactly know. It was a big kind of convoluted paper. A lot of it was, way above my station, but in theory, he was what he did is he created a circuit that like a light that could turn on before you pushed a button. I don't I don't know how. I mean, even I didn't understand his verbiage at first, so I went and I did my best to learn the verbiage, but I still it doesn't make sense. He's not coherent all the time in the paper. So I mean him skipping out of classes kind of makes me wonder, where he's at like mentally. Like I mean I I I don't know.
They did seem to be having trouble with the project, whatever that would look like.
Aiden, I apologize. Could you give me a couple quick rolls? The
Absolutely, what do you need?
I would like an occult.
A human int?
No, occult. Excellent, thank you. And also, comp sci.
Uh oh.
Computer science.
Yeah, I was just sorry, that broke my brain. Okay.
All right.
That's 2 successes.
All right. With both successes, you are kind of explaining this paper and you're flipping through as you do so, and you land on the last page and you set it down in front of you and you're telling people and you kind of glance down, and when you look at it briefly, as you look at it kind of more just in passing, you realize two things. The first is this circuit shouldn't work, period, based on the blueprints. The second thing, and you kind of knew that already, but the thing that you really realize now is that it looks like something familiar. It looks like a different symbol from the Ares Croatia.
El Diablo.
Yes,
Oh.
the devil is near. The toast flipped upside down, and so on and so forth. If I can make my controls work, I can even show you what it looks like.
That would be most excellent.
I need to upload it because I forgot that it wasn't uploaded.
Alex.
I'm sorry. There we go. Plop that right on the board, please. Please. Please.
Oh,
Get a little bit bigger for you.
What's
So-
up, Kaiser?
Oh, it went away.
It doesn't have the letters around it. It's more just that inner working that you see. But with your very good success, you know that this is the symbol of Barabbas.
I thought it was
Oh.
Soroba.
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 Soroba would be fun, but it is Orabus. As a reminder, you also know the symbol of Persun, but you gave that to Marcus, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Bert.
Unfortunately, I do also need you to make a quick sanity check.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
All of us, or just Mark?
Just Mark. For a
Try
success, you
again.
just
bozo.
lose 1.
Oh.
Nice.
I don't have much left. Man.
As you feel a little bit shocked that just so casually you have found another demon sigil.
Dude, why is it always my guy?
You're the one with the colt.
Yeah.
Why do I find things when I'm the only one who would recognize them? So Mark
Dang.
probably kind of stops mid-sentence on that one as he finds a demon sigil in the circuitry of this device in the paper.
Do you want me to roleplay that?
If you would like to.
Let me give it a shot. Anyway, I mean, once we get to the final page, and I mean, once again, this circuit just shouldn't work. What? What the? This looks like a sigil. I oh, I think it's Oribus, and then I kind of fizzle out a little bit, like
What does that mean?
this is he's a demon. It's a demon, just like Persun, that sigil we found 6 months back. It's from the Goetia's Book of Demons.
Uh,
Not a fun read, by the way.
I'll keep that in mind.
Have
Note
you
to
tried to
self, do
read
not read.
that book?
Me personally, no. I just know about it through Persona.
I was talking about Mark, but good to know.
I'd say so. I mean, I've got a lot of occult knowledge, and it's a pretty. If it's mainstream enough to be in Persona, I'd wager that Mark has read this.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. All right. So now you know there's a demon sigil, and you know where the guy lives, and you know where the guy works. What next?
Crunch.
I apologize.
He crumped.
Uh,
What time is it?
I'd say it's probably around 2 or 3.
PM?
Yes.
well, with our newfound knowledge, we could go back to the lab, see if we can learn more.
Uh, yeah, I don't think that's a bad option if it doesn't seem like anyone's going in there.
All right. To the laboratory.
Laboratory.
All right. At around 2 or 3 p.m. in the
Laboratory.
afternoon, more grad students are out of teaching classes and are actually around their labs. However, neither of the men who work in the lab you are currently trying to access are there. Do you still want to just walk right in with other people kind of around to potentially see? Or do you have an alternative plan?
I feel like we could wait until there's like a bit of a lull and probably get in.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like something for timing this a bit because it's going to be a bit weird for 4 people who do not attend the school to just stand in the hallway waiting.
I can have another stroke.
Please
I
don't.
would prefer you didn't, but go for it if you'd like to. I am now taking arguments for what role someone would like to make.
Human int.
Why?
Because you have to have the human intelligence to be able to read situations and chat with people to get a general vibe of what's going on.
I would like to put forward alertness.
I accept alertness.
Damn.
First aid.
Hold up, you don't take that for human?
The only reason you said no is because we've been joking about it the entire time. I gave a good reason, but you are the handler, so
Human is
ultimately
all about gathering information and
I
identifying
respect your
threats.
decision.
All right, both roll then. Give me an alertness and
I'll
something
roll
to do.
athletics.
No.
Dodge. Stealth.
I fail at alertness.
But Mark succeeds. Mark's on a roll today.
Mark,
But
you're
I'm just grinding my
you're
skills.
hip. You're young with the crowd.
Yeah.
how do you do, fellow kids?
You kind of are able to chat up various people who ask you why you're here and kind of divert them from caring.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, Clive is trying to kind of gauge the best time to get into the room, and he doesn't.
Doesn't,
And-
yeah.
As there is someone coming around the corner right as you all enter this room, and Mark, someone calls out to you. Oh, Elijah, wait, you're not Elijah. What
No.
are you guys doing here?
This is your time, human boy.
Yeah, go human int.
We're just trying to figure out where Sing. What's his first name? Sing. What's Sing's first name?
Roshan?
We're just trying to figure out where Roshan Singh is. Uh, we read his abstract and his paper that was published in the Engineering Quarterly, and we just want to chat. I really want to know what he's doing here.
Well, obviously he's not in his lab, so maybe you shouldn't go in there. He
Oh,
might be at home.
I mean, we we just opened the door. We didn't know. Sorry.
Okay, well, I mean, we could get out of here if you want.
That probably would be best.
I kill him. No.
No,
Fucking
that's
crazy.
maybe we just leave and come back towards the evening when there's less classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A reasonable plan.
Stop trying to eat damn plastic.
Nom 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 nom.
You can't. What? Who are you? RFK? Let me eat the plastic.
Talk about let's not talk about microplastics. Let's talk about macroplastics.
I'm
know,
all
I
about those
actually think-
macros, baby.
I actually don't think there's enough plastic in my diet. I want to inject it directly into my bloodstream.
I
Yeah.
actually want 2 plastic spoons in my brain.
I've been
One-
chowing down on styrofoam for years. I don't know if it's
alright.
plastic. It's plastic adjacent, I feel.
It's more edible than plastic, and not a good way, but you know.
Chunky.
Have any of you seen that video of the raccoon who gets handed cotton candy and puts it
Yeah.
in water to wash it, and it's very sad?
It is heartbreaking and cruel.
Anyway, you all would like to wait till evening. Would you like to do anything in the meantime, or do you just kind of vibe?
Listen, I'm in college. I was in college once.
It's
Once
a
upon a
public
time.
place.
Yeah, I'm all about
college.
vibing.
All right, you vibe around a college.
Yeah, I was gonna have Ron try and go to like a frat party.
Okay, Ron can go to a frat party.
Just try to act like he's
What
totally not a
daytime
35-year-old man.
What daytime frat party are you going to?
Oh, well, we met up in the evening, right? Or is this the next day?
I thought we were just meeting up like around 5 or something when most classes would be done.
We're waiting for everyone to leave so that we can sneak in.
Okay, well, I'm
Yeah,
going
or-
and meeting with the frat guys to make friends with them so I can go to the party.
The famous engineering frat guys.
No, I'm not hanging out with those nerds. Well, actually, they might have a really cool, like, who knows? They probably have some wild games that they have come up with.
All right, Ron leaves and goes to a frat party.
Classic.
Ronathan, please.
Yeah, just wait around until we can go back in.
All right. Most of the grad students seem to be done with their work by 7. And you all may re-enter the building. The unfortunate reality is they didn't lock their door, and no one else is going to lock it, so y'all can just have another crack at it. And go right in. For those of you who are not Ron, the room is very similar to how it was before. There are 3 devices on the neat desk. There are a bunch of blueprints on the neat desk. There is a bunch of random junk on the not neat desk. What would you like to do?
It's time to search, baby.
Search.
Search, search, search.
Do I search again?
So
Yeah, y'all can search.
I would like to make an argument of going through the paperwork and stuff on the desk.
Okay.
Both desks looking for more like official paperwork using bureaucracy.
Okay. Go for it.
Nice. Fuck yeah, I'm so bureaucratic.
Bureaucrats all over your crassy.
Um, okay. So with 2 failures and 1 success, Lydia, you find in the middle of all these printouts on the messy desk, you find a printout that does not read as kind of electrical engineering paperwork, but instead it looks like it's information about a inpatient mental health facility called Sunny Meadows.
That's odd.
It is crumpled up as if the person, presumably Elijah, who was given it, did not appreciate the information.
Okay. Is there anything else I find on the desks? Like, yeah.
You find more blueprints. I think actually interpreting the blueprints probably would not be a bureaucracy roll.
Yeah, no.
But
She
you find
was
some
more looking
homework.
for like, yeah. She was more looking for like official paperwork from the college, like, uh any like maybe something from the quarterly people that he submitted it to, that kind of stuff.
Sure. You also find in Roshan's desk a basically letter of acceptance for the paperwork for the paper, and with a note of congratulations from a Professor Duncan.
Okay. Professor Duncan.
Man, I want a donut now.
That was super not my goal, but good.
You're in Canada. You can only have Tim Horton.
Tim Hortons sells donuts.
Yeah.
We
You can
also
only have Tim
have a
Hortons,
Dunkin'
not
here.
Duncan.
We have Dunkin' here.
I don't believe that. America runs on Duncan, not Canada.
I mean, that can still be true.
I don't know, man.
America
Anytime I've
runs on
had
oil
Dunkin',
too, and that's on the Gulf Coast.
I
What
think
is
you
Duncan's
mean the
slogan in
Gulf of
Canada?
America.
I don't know what their slogan is again.
Their slogan in America is America runs on Duncan.
I might have gotten it mixed up with another company, but I am like 90% sure we have a Dunkin' here.
All right. Clive, you look over the same stuff you looked over before?
Damn, that's
Boy,
crazy.
howdy. There sure is stuff here. Mark, you look over the blueprints and you don't find the big version of the one in the paper.
Okay.
Maybe you
big
could look
version.
over the actual device with whatever you rolled before. Computer science.
hold up,
Or
guys. We're being gaslit by Noah.
Am I wrong?
There's no Dunkin' Donuts
I am wrong.
anymore in Canada
Anymore?
Oh my gosh.
since
How lo-
2018.
I can't
Oh!
believe the tariffs.
2018. Okay, so they did exist. I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, Canada just likes good donuts.
Tim's are okay.
One of
But yeah,
Alex's favorite donuts is just a Krispy Kreme glazed donut.
We don't have Krispy Kremes.
No,
Who's?
my favorite glazed donut is a Krispy Kreme glazed.
I
really like.
didn't say it was your favorite donut. I said one of your favorite donuts.
Okay, I accept this premise.
I'm partial to a honey cruller myself.
I like a
I like
classic,
old fashioned.
I like vanilla cream filled. Those are really good.
Y'all are crazy. Anyway,
Boston cream. It's good too.
Mark, you would like to push another one of the buttons right now? Clive has pushed the first one. There are
yeah,
three.
I can do that.
All right, you press the next button. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Can I roll a whatever the heck it is,
Computer science
electrical engineering to
or electrical engineering? Sure.
I mean, I have a 40 in computer science and a 10 in electrical engineering. So if you'll let me do a computer science, I'll do that. But
Computer it.
I'll do whatever. Just to kind of like investigate why it doesn't work, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Take it apart, and if you want to take it apart and look at the circuit, you could roll one of those two to attempt to fix it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that, and I'll roll computer science.
All right. So you open it up. It is poorly designed. Is
Okay.
your goal to fix it in the sense that you make it work, or fix it in the sense that you make it have the same configuration as in the paper?
Oh, yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. You
The crazy one.
do
Yeah.
the crazy one. And you make the wire into the sigil of the demon or abyss.
Does that do anything?
Well, you put it back together. What would you like to do now?
I would like to push the button.
The second you decide you're going to push the button, the light turns on.
Hell no.
Mm.
And I take sanity damage? No.
Not yet.
Oh.
Whoa, you pressed that really quickly.
Ron has
think
I didn't
returned.
even see you push
Return.
Yeah, Ron has returned.
it.
Ron is in like a toga and walks in.
Dude,
yeah,
I
those
joined a
frat
frat.
guys can't drink for shit.
Oh, man. I think I just replicated his research. Because
Nice.
go push the button. Somebody push the button.
I'll push
I-
the button.
I get, oh.
Perfect.
Okay. Clive, when you commit to pushing the button, even though you haven't touched it yet, the light turns on.
I don't press the button,
The light doesn't turn on.
but it already did.
Did you? If you've committed to press it, it will turn on.
Okay. Now I know what you mean.
What happens if we like commit to pressing it, but when it turns on, we stop?
Okay, you can do that.
Apparently
You
that's
can,
not possible.
you can,
That's
you
what
can
it
try to
just-
commit to it, but the light won't turn on.
because you're not
'Cause-
actually going to.
Because oh wow,
It's
What if?
deterministic.
What if Clive stops one of us from going and pressing it. But we
So
really
you-
do intend to try and press it.
Okay.
That said, before that, Ron just is across the room and is like, all right, I'm going to go press it. So he's like, as he's walking up, does it light up even as I walk?
Are you going to press it
Yeah.
regardless?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you are committed to pressing it, it turns on as you begin to walk over.
Cool. All right, now, Clive, stop me this time. I walk away
All right,
and I look at
will.
him and I go, I am going to press this if you don't stop me. And I just like sprint for it.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I would love a contested roll
Oh,
of athletics between the two of you.
Okay.
All
And I've got to give it my all or else it doesn't work.
All
All
right.
right. I think critical success beats it.
Critical success does beat it. You get
Do I get to check that?
No, you didn't fail.
Ah.
You commit to doing it, but the light doesn't look like it's turning on, and you're like, I'm so committed, and then it's like you just get what's it called? Like you get roped essentially by Clive just being a brick wall of a man.
I just
in
get
your way.
clotheslined.
Yeah.
Okay.
The light does not turn on.
So that's one way that it doesn't work. So I just like am on the ground.
Oh, are you
Oh.
okay?
Never
come on.
better. I broke a kid's arm while arm wrestling at the frat house. So I'm really riding a high.
Man, I just like fucking killed a guy.
You're an adult man. You shouldn't do that.
No, when I'm here, I'm a fellow kid.
No,
No.
you're not to the police.
The cool
You cut out.
ones, I'm like brushing. Oh, I was saying, I mean, I'm one of the cool adults while cleaning myself off from the floor.
I'm cool, he swears.
Sure.
I've made the
Anyway,
horrible
it's not my
realization-
fault he didn't drink enough milk.
I've made the horrible realization that muting in Discord with how I've set up OBS does not mute my mic in OBS, which is fair and fine. Except if you listen to this recording, I will be aggressively crunching chips. My bad.
That's
That's
fine.
kind of amazing.
That's only going to bother me later when I have to check the VOD for my own personal notes.
Have you considered crunch?
But all right, would you like to continue to play with the button, or have you felt sufficiently?
I'm no longer curious about the button.
I mean, I'm curious about the button, but I do think it's time to like move on and
Does it have? I'm sorry if you said this already. Does it have the sigil that you were talking about?
Yes, Mark added the sigil.
No, I meant like on it. Like
No.
on the device. Okay. I mean, I don't think we should poke around a lot with it, but we could try at least unscrewing a panel and seeing if it has that symbol you talked about inside it.
It does because Mark put it together that way.
yeah, it wasn't
down.
working. So I took it apart and put it back together like the sigil, like the paper had it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what was going on with it.
You're
No,
good.
all good.
Does the third button have it?
The third button also doesn't work.
You gotta really mean it. No.
The third button knows you're really just fucking with it now, and it's like, nah, I'm not playing this game. No.
Don't want it good enough.
All right. Um, well, I think at this point we should focus on trying to find him.
Mhm.
Um, did you say that you had you knew where he lived, Ron?
Yeah. I did some sleuthing and some acting and some recovering from my failed sleuthing and acting.
Acting.
Oh
What are you
yeah,
talking
I'm
about?
quite the thespian.
What now?
An actor. I was in an improv club during college. That's why I'm so quick thinking.
You certainly think a lot of thoughts very quickly.
That's
Some
what
might call it
my
ADHD.
It just reminds me of that picture of the guy with like the enlarged brain. I am stupider, faster.
yeah, that is 100% Ron. um, but yes, I have his address, and I pull out the notepad that I've written down the address on. I figured we could burglarize it.
Why? Why? Why would you jump to
Diplomatic
that?
immunity.
We could. We don't have that.
We're not
Yet.
FBI this time.
Hmm.
Yet.
Yeah, Clive. You aren't you still technically a part of the FBI?
I never was.
Well, I mean, don't you have the badge?
Maybe. He definitely kept it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't.
Alright.
Were we given badges or?
Uh, Ron was given a badge. The rest of you were given papers.
Oh,
In
I'm
that
sorry.
case, I think Ron.
Did Ron keep his FBI badge?
Surely Ron would have
Yeah,
kept
man.
the badge.
Did Ron
That
bring
shit's
his
dope as
FBI
hell.
badge? He's always got that thing on him.
Always. Way too cool not to.
I just realized Clive can probably fly with a gun. It's pre 9/11.
Yeah.
Even to California. When did California ban? I'm not gonna look this up.
All right. Yeah, you have his address. It's 8 o'clock at night, which is pushing when it's technically polite to stop by someone's house unannounced. However, would you like to go tonight or in the morning?
Oh,
They're not very polite people.
I think it's best to try tonight. If they don't answer, they don't answer. We can try again later.
Time may be of the essence.
I am a bit concerned that they also don't know where his partner was.
Mm.
All right. You
Maybe he
head.
sacrificed him to Ouroboros.
Is his partner, I forget his name, listed as a co-author on this little paper?
No, he's not.
That's strange. That is very strange. Thanks, Aiden.
you're welcome.
Do you guys take the device you have made? Or do you destroy it, or do you leave it?
Honestly, I think we should take it.
We should take
Yeah.
at least one and destroy the others.
Okay.
Which, as far as we can tell, destroying the cursed bit of it isn't very difficult.
No, you currently have one functioning one and two failed projects. So like it's reasonable to say that two of them are functionally already destroyed if they have ever been working.
Yeah, no rational person would put
No, this is a
demoralizing
bad circuit. It's very bad.
There's a hole in this one.
Yeah, it does not connect anywhere. Oh, where did it go? That's fun. I can make it disappear for no reason. All right, so you take the second one.
Yeah, we take that one with us.
And you go to Singh's apartment. What would you like to do at his apartment?
Knock on the door?
No, not allowed. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You can knock on the door, and after a few minutes, a disheveled young man opens the door and says, "Can I? What?
Uh, Hi, are you Mr. Sin?
Yeah. You all may make a human int roll."
Hell
Let's
yeah.
Who would ever want to
freaking
do that?
go.
We're farming experience, boys.
I'm so proud of you all. I'm so proud of you. Ron, this kid
Run!
Listen, I know human intelligence.
this kid is near his breaking point. He looks like he hasn't showered in days. His hair is a mess. His beard is very scruffy. He just seems like he's about to lose it.
Nice. Good for him, man.
The rest of
Yeah,
you,
honestly, same.
this looks like a college student who has too many papers.
But I can tell there's something
There's something more.
more to this.
at
Unlike
his-
the other.
Yes, Ron, you know, you were this kid, at least with the papers, and maybe the breaking point. I don't know you.
So I'm assuming that. Oh, do we have? What's the name of the roommate or the partner?
Elijah Fielding.
I
Okay.
keep forgetting it. Elijah.
Hi. Are you Elijah?
What?
Elisha?
No.
No,
No.
We
he
just had
looks
some
like he is
issues.
Mr. Sin.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I was asking. Sorry.
Yes, sorry.
I thought he was.
The other guy
I thought our
is
guy was.
Elijah.
Okay. I
This
thought
is
our guy was
Roshan
just
Singh.
outright missing.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Weird that the FBI couldn't just walk up to him before. Whatever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you don't work for the FBI.
Yeah, I'm saying why couldn't the actual FBI? Whatever.
Because he's not missing. The FBI isn't looking for him.
All right. Whatever. I
don't
thought
know,
this
it's
guy
gonna-
was missing.
No. He just hasn't
No,
been
he's
shown-
he's not been
derelict in his
reported missing.
duties.
I
Although he
thought we were
may
the
have been
missing
missing.
persons department.
No.
Man, I misread. Oh, you're Singh. Man, okay. My mistake. I was under the impression you were missing. I guess you have been missing from work, though.
Oh, no. Okay. I know what I'm going to call this recording now.
These guys are a bunch of idiots.
Yes, that is exactly the title I was thinking of.
Missing person.
Nice.
So, I guess probably with my bad human int roll, I probably wouldn't be able to tell this. But if I were to like show him the circuit, would that like break him?
Are you showing him the circuit or the device?
The device
Okay.
that does the thing.
All right. So you've come to this guy's door and you're like, "Hey, look at this."
What do you
Yeah,
know about Asorob?
What?
I say right before he lights up the the light.
I think I repeated your experiment.
Takes away the circle.
You 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 made a copy of it on just on your own?
Well,
I mean, we were there.
I
He was fine.
kind of I read your research and I kind of had the blueprints already done. I fixed it. One of your colleagues wasn't able to get it to work and I made it work.
Oh,
So no, but yes.
it's fascinating, isn't it? It always lights unless it doesn't. But it doesn't because you wouldn't want it. But if you do, it does.
I really wanted it to, and Clive just clotheslined me, and it didn't light up.
Well, I guess intent is maybe not the right word. Follow through. If you do, it does. If you don't, it doesn't. It's fascinating, isn't it? Come in. And you, if you step in, see that the apartment is just as neat as the office, but in the middle of the floor are like 5 of these things. And he just kind of picks one up haphazardly and stares at it for a bit. It lights up and he presses it. And he sets it back down.
Yeah, so why does this work?
I don't know. And
Do
he picks
you
up.
understand? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are we all still standing outside?
Well, he invited you in, so
I step in.
I step
Free
in.
will is an illusion at this point.
Yeah, we shuffle in, and I'm gonna like subtly check for exits and entrances.
Clive, this is a first-story apartment building, 1 room. If you want to jump out a window, you super can.
What floor are we on? It's always valuable to ask.
First floor.
British or American first floor?
I don't
That
know what
matters.
means.
Correct.
Sorry, silly question.
You are in California, and I will let you answer that yourself.
So British.
Sure.
Anyway.
Why not?
Yes, the British colony of California.
He picks up another device and he like tries to fake it out like he's going to press it, but nothing happens. And he does it like 3 times, and then he finally sighs. It lights up, and he presses it and sets it down. So, you repeated it. That's great. What now?
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
you are going to be much better at this than me. Please, please, no.
Yeah, as the occultist, I think you're probably the best equipped.
Do you know who Oribus is?
No.
Would you like to?
And I kind of
See
like
if he's lying.
Oh, okay.
Can I roll human to see if he's lying?
Sure. Anyone who thinks he might be lying may roll human.
Damn it!
No, liar!
Mark, this guy is so jumpy you can't get a beat on him. Ron,
Yeah.
you think this kid is legitimately confused by that?
Okay.
Can I kind of sketch out the symbol on like a piece of paper?
Yep.
I do that. I'm like, does this look familiar?
Yeah, that's kind of what the circuit looks like.
Well, it's the symbol of Orabus. He's a, a demon. Um, he's kind of known for being a question answerer. And he grants the ability to control others. Um, very closely connected with past, present, and future. He knows the future if you ask him. Um,
You're just like preaching to this guy about a demon.
Preaching is not what
You
I'm
said
trying to
this
do.
dude's about to break. This all makes total sense to him.
um,
uh,
sorry, go ahead.
okay. He picks up one
So
and presses the button,
what's
puts it back down.
what got you interested in even doing this?
It was a class project. We had to make a circuit, but we weren't supposed to make a circuit we had seen before. We were supposed to make something new, um, if we could. And I was just trying different things. And then this one works, but it shouldn't.
Who assigned to this?
Professor Duncan.
Um, do do you are you interested in this? Like finding out why it would work?
It's all I can think about.
We we actually are with a I guess like a research team who's really interested in this stuff and wanted to see about bringing you on.
Um, yeah. I would love to potentially do that. Uh, can someone give me a quick persuasion roll, preferably Mark or Lydia, since they are the ones who've kind of
What's your
talked.
persuasion, Mark?
50
Have fun with that. Oh,
close.
shoot. I don't
But
know. Could I have been helping? I don't know what helping, if helping does anything, though.
I will give a plus 20 for helping making that a success. So
Thank
uncheck
you.
it if you checked it. But
I did
uh,
not check it.
he will nod. Okay. I could. Yeah. I could work with the research team on this. My my friends, Elijah and Sarah, they they were helping me with it briefly, but I don't think they handled it very well.
Uh,
Could
Elisha, I guess, has kind of been missing.
no. They took him to Sunny Meadows.
Oh, oh my.
Is that like a retirement home?
No,
No.
it's an inpatient run.
Hmm.
Um,
I see.
I I think I'd like if some of our research could maybe be figuring out how to help them.
The research team would probably be very interested in that.
He kind of nods.
Um, we can have you meet him, meet our contact for the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We could do that. Um, tonight.
We can do tomorrow. It's okay.
Okay. And he picks up another one of the devices and stares at it for a while. The light turns on and he presses the button.
Um, uh, really quick, can I like look over him and see how physically well he's doing?
Sure. Give me probably first aid for that.
Okay.
Bad. He's doing bad.
Do I
Ungood.
think like he's in medical danger?
He could probably use a meal. He looks like he's quickly lost some weight. Um,
Um,
but he
why
doesn't
don't
seem like feverish or anything.
why don't we at least take you out for something to eat? It looks like it's been a while since you've had anything.
Oh, I guess so. What is today?
What is today?
March 17th, 1996.
That doesn't tell us the day.
Did you choose your birthday?
Yes. It would be a
You're a
Sunday,
freaking
actually.
goober.
It'd be a Sunday.
Yes.
All
Had,
those Sunday
had class
classes
on
that we were.
Sunday.
Don't worry about that.
Man,
Damn, that's
those
crazy.
godless heathens.
Yeah, I thought it would be funny to make it my birthday, and then you asked me what the day of the week was, and I realized that I was born on a Sunday. So that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alternate reality. Woo.
Alternate reality.
Oh, that's so
I'm
good.
sorry, I did not think of the implications.
It's okay. I
I
forgive
didn't
you.
think of the implications. I didn't
feel
think
like
of
a-
the
I don't know why,
implications.
but I feel like a huge fucking dork's being born right now.
Do any of you feel like the world just got better?
Aw.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's get you something to eat and maybe some melatonin so you can actually sleep tonight.
All right, all right. And you all take him out for dinner. It is past the time we would normally end, so I will call it here. Unless there's any other things you really want to do in regards to this particular thing, be thinking about what downtime activity you might like.
Man, that wasn't scary at all. Lydia's like, this was the best mission we've gone on.
Man, out
This
of
is
the two
nothing.
things we've done, this one was less traumatizing. Lull her into
You
a
don't
This
even
could
have
pause.
have
to go
been
to
worse.
therapy about this.
No, you probably
This is
won't have to go to therapy about
fantastic.
this.
Probably should.
But will you? We
Nothing
don't
could
know.
possibly go wrong.
All right, I gotta hop off.
Yep.
Yeah.
But thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Yep, thanks, Alex.
Yes,
Also, thanks
thank
the rest of y'all
you.
for hanging out and being good.